Hello everybody, hi, this is Krina. Hope you're doing well and having a great day. Welcome to episode number 38. I think today we seeing some positive news, right? In the news, right? But of course, prices continue to be down, right? And my opinion again is really this is still a good time. I really think, right? They're just news confirming it. Basically, now we are seeing in the bus market in terms of price, but the fundamentals are really booming, right? And it's the fundamentals, building industry is really on bull run, really. So GP Bullhound. So basically, this article is basically summarizing some top predictions for 2019. As we're nearing 2019, a lot of the traditional investment firms are actually coming up with predictions for 2019. And GP Bullhound and Saxo Bank are the two articles that are being quoted in this news. And in summary, basically, they're saying that 2019, you will definitely see Bitcoin recovery. One of it, GP Bullhound Bank said it will be led by institutions, which is the consistent message we have heard from, almost everyone who are bullish on next year. Secondly, for Saxo, they are basically predicting, one of the things is that credit market will crash next year. And so it will pull down, giants, including like GE and General Electric and Netflix, who are saddled with huge debts now. I think we're talking about Netflix has 10 billion of debt. So because of that, then people will really question the credibility, right, and the validity of the current financial system, which is based on fiat and debt system, right? And so they will really look to turn into cryptocurrency. And of course, the leading ones will be probably the ones that the currencies, the cryptocurrencies that have really inflation hedge element will be probably the ones that will be looked positively upon. And just based on some simple estimation, there's a prediction that Bitcoin can even go up to $8 million. Let's just look at it, right? This is really amazing. Okay, so predictions, let's just look at it. Predictions from respective corners of the mainstream financial world, GP Bullhound and Saxo Bank could be good news for the crypto industry and its status as a valid and profitable asset class. US Advisory and Investment GP Bullhound, GPB, under subhead, cryptocurrency will grow up, concurs with the balance of opinion among analysts covering crypto that institutional money will lead the recovery. They are basically bullish, right? Quote, "We are yet to see the best of cryptocurrencies. Blockchain activity is picking up with even traditional financial institutions, ensuring they do not get left behind. 2019 should be the year institutional capital flows into cryptocurrency with previous obstructions and tight regulations lifted. Last year, the tech-focused investment firm correctly foresaw the crypto implosion, which in hindsight, some might say was not too difficult to predict. It did, however, put a number on its premonition, arguing that a 90% correction would take place, although it has been surprised by the speed of the collapse." That means, GP Bullhound was correct, in predicting a 90% correction in the cryptocurrency market for 2018. And that has proven to be correct so far, right? And 9 out of 10 of his 2018 predictions have proven to be correct. So his 2019 crypto recovery prediction should not be dismissed as just more than hot air from investment firms trying to protect their investments. So this is very interesting, right? I mean, again, GP Bullhound, that means these are people who are definitely connected, who have people, who know people, that will speak to big institutions on the Wall Street in US, right? And they're coming with this kind of predictions. And should it be surprised that two of the, mainstream firms that are respected are coming up with similar themes, right? So what does that tell you? And for institution, it's not just the extraction of the financial gains of buying coins at the bottom, wherever and whenever that might be, but investment in distributed ledger tech more broadly. That means they're basically more interested, in the overall technology, right? And the long-term fundamental value that it can bring and the innovation, right? It can disrupt so many industries. That's what they're more interested in, right? So that's why they are not really bothered at what price they go in. But of course, a lower price is always better, right? For anyone. Quote again. We predict 2019 will be a year of institutional capital inflow into blockchain, which will not be solely financial motivated, but backed by increasing demand we see on the corporate and family office side and their desire to build positions. This is important because that means that so there are two things. One is we said that, institutions just want to gain money, just want to make a gain. But now we are saying that, there are actually real demand from corporate and, this high net worth family office that actually believe in this asset class. That's why they want to, really accumulate this. Yeah. Initially, this happens through funds, equity investing into blockchain technology projects, as well as financial instruments and derivative products related to major cryptocurrencies, which, if you look at it, is really what, all the big crypto firms are actually putting their money into, right? Yeah, Morgan Creek is actually they have launched a few of the crypto funds, right? And the Andreessen Horowitz as well. He has, a few crypto funds, right? And Nasdaq and owner of New York Stock Exchange, they are all looking into having trading, crypto exchange that allow for allow for spot trading of crypto and the futures trading as well, right? And BACT, which is it's going to be owned by New York Stock Exchange owner ICE, is also going to have, in fact, they are going to launch in January 24th next year, the BACT, which are going to trade Bitcoin physical delivery futures, right? So that, is exactly tying into, what is happening. Them putting in money is because exactly as what this report says, that says, there is demand for all these products, both the funds, crypto funds, and also, the financial instruments, that means the spot trading and also derivative trading. So and then here, it's a nice chart that actually summarizes again the big names basically going into cryptocurrency from an institutional point of view. If you quickly look, if you're not looking at the screen, then May 3rd, basically, Goldman Sachs plans to launch a crypto trading desk. Then April 13th, Barclays announces crypto trading desk. Let's see what other one. Yeah, we've seen Andreessen Horowitz, which is a venture capitalist, who were the early investors into Airbnb, Facebook, and Twitter. He had 300 million crypto fund. Yeah, Coinbase Custody opens its door for businesses. Let's see. Fidelity is launching a crypto trading and storage platform. Yale invests in crypto fund that raised 400 million. That's October 5th. October 15th was the Fidelity, right? So all this is really, really big names, right? That you cannot ignore, yeah? Okay, let's see. Let's move on to, I want to really quickly go on next to the other thing is interesting. So from the GP Buhan report again, cryptocurrencies will continue to innovate beyond the well-known Bitcoin and Ethereum, and we will see many more coin and payment products emerging. All that will clear the way for mass adoption, which we will see in the second half of 2019. So this is great because basically you're saying 2019, right, second half will be actually even more mass adoption. That means if really things are going to pick up in the first half, right, in Q1 or first half with all this back launching and more, like Nasdaq also going to launch their trading platform for crypto. So second half is when you will really see the retail investors, really coming back into the market because they only buy when prices are high, right? Yeah. So GP Buhan wants to watch. Okay, so coins to watch is Bitcoin, Ethereum, Monero, and Stellar. Interesting that Ripple is not there. Very interesting. Okay. Next up, right, Saxo Bank. This is very interesting because they have just released a report called 10 Outrageous Predictions, right? And it's 2019. So among the 10 predictions are recession in Germany and the sacking of the chair of the US Federal Reserve, Jerome Powell, by President Trump, neither of which are probably too off the mark, right? But it's fifth predictions that should interest crypto watchers. Number 5 foretells a corporate credit crunch that sees Netflix and GE caught in a downward spiraling debt crisis. Yeah. And this is exactly what's the problem. GE, once a bellwether of the US economy and its most valuable company, is struggling. Saxo predicts the rollover of its $100 billion in liabilities, freaking out the credit market, pushing the credit default price above 600 basis points. Yeah, the carnage even spreads as far as Netflix, where investors suddenly fret the firm's fearsome leverage with a net debt to EBITDA after capex ratio of 3.4 times, my God, and over 10 billion in debt on the balance sheet. Netflix, a small company. Netflix funding costs could double, slamming the brakes on content growth and gutting the share price, right? So why should any of this matter for crypto? Credit is the oil that keeps the machine working. Credit is fundamental to how just the financial, but the entire economic system works, and now allowing firms such as Netflix and Tesla to build their businesses despite the absence of profits, with lenders banking on their return on capital down the line when products come to market and the cash starts to flow. This is interesting. Bitcoin to 8.7 million, 8,700,061 and $904. Yeah, but if the credit markets break down, there's a huge problem for the credibility of the financial system. It's brought into even starker perspective by the latest IMF data for global private and public debt, which it estimates at 184 trillion in 2017. This works out to be 86,000 for every person on the planet. Yeah. So, or if you prefer to use the equation of exchange approach to Bitcoin valuation, assuming that acts as a form of money creation, you could divide that debt pile, which is the 184 trillion, right, by 21 million to give, which is 21 million Bitcoin ever to have, right, to give you a price of 8.76 million for each Bitcoin. Yeah, that's how they come up, right? Basically, you're saying total debt, which is just now 184 trillion, divide that by the number of units of cryptocurrency that ever will be, right? Sorry, number of Bitcoin that ever will be, that gives you 8.7 billion, because that is equivalent to the money, right, that is created. So that's how they come up with 8.7 million. This is again very interesting to see how price predictions are actually estimated, right? Now we have another view as well, yeah? So the next time someone like Ruru Bini or economist Kenneth Gorokov, who says buying crypto is a lottery and tells you it's a bubble and will intrinsically worthless, remind them about the mountain of debt that keeps the current system afloat and artificially inflates assets values. Yeah, so that's exactly how they come with it. This is very interesting indeed, right? Yeah, not financial advice, but the thing is, right, with the highest prediction we've seen so far, right, is 1 million. That's like from John McAfee and James Altucher, and now we have this 8.76 million. Very, very interesting. Yeah, of course we don't know over what time frame, right? Okay. Now, crypto winter, Winklevoss twins says they are totally at home in this market climate, right? So basically, the summary is that, right, despite this winter, they're not deterred. They continue to invest for the long term, and they rather build, slow and steady, and make sure, right, they really comply with the crypto regulations, and they're really eyeing markets, growing markets like Asia, especially Southeast Asia, yeah. And I thought this is interesting. Some of the features I just want to highlight. They recently launched their new mobile application called Gemini mobile app, right? Just this week. The thing is, of course, it allows, the customers to buy cryptocurrencies, buy and sell, display market prices, portfolio value, allow users to send crypto funds. So it has price alerts, right, recurring buy orders and basket order functionality. This is interesting. What is this basket order feature? Is basically you're able to just one click buy the cryptoverse, which means it lets users to buy an index of coins weighed by market cap in a single order. So this is very convenient for in retail investors, especially newbies, right? If you don't really know what to buy, it's always advisable for newbie to maybe buy the top 10 coins as a start, or maybe top 5, right? And put a small uniform amount that you're willing to lose in there. So I think they're the only one who have actually this feature, which basically in one click, right, you can buy an index of the top cryptocurrency. So that is very interesting, I thought. Yeah. And of course, the other thing to highlight is that in case you're new to cryptocurrency never sleeps. So it's important for us to make it easy for customers to engage with it whenever they are and whenever they want. So unlike normal financial trading like equity and bond market, right, or even FX and commodities markets, it's all just, you know, working hours and, you know, and on weekdays only. But cryptocurrency is amazing is because it's 24/7, 365 days. That's what, you know, the big difference as well. And of course, I say this means it's actually good because it gives us a time to build internally and refine and kind of catch our breath. Yeah. Let's see. They also want to expand into Asia, be a focus, with Gemini hoping to compete with the likes of BitMEX and Huobi in the region. Yeah, so that is interesting. Okay, that's it. Next up. Remember, right? That was, I think, 2 weeks ago or something. Crypto hedge fund, Morgan Craig, is basically trying to follow, you know, Warren Buffett, and in coming up with bets, right? That basically say, you know, over 10 years, right? Morgan Craig's position is that cryptocurrencies will outperform the traditional stock market, the S&P, over a 10-year period, right? And the bet amount is $1 million, right? Now, basically, yeah, S&P 500, yeah. He's basically saying, December 16th, he basically come up with the latest tweet that says, you know, no one took us up on that offer. So what does that mean? That means, you know, no professional managers have actually, no mainstream professional managers, right, actually believe that, right? No one actually believes that stocks could outperform, S&P 500 could outperform cryptocurrencies over the next 10 years. So no one took up the offer, right? So don't listen to the naysayers, and they don't even believe what they say. Always follow the money. So this is really, really interesting, I thought. Yeah. Ripple, another very interesting news. You know, this there was this technical analyst Fakan, who done looking at Ripple, and basically is saying all set for a major breakout in the weeks ahead, right? Again, what is so exciting about Ripple is they have basically, you know, so here is a good summary of why, you know, it is so great. Despite it's not truly, you know, it's not a truly decentralized coin in the spirit of, you know, Bitcoin, right? But the issue is that, right, this coin is really well loved by those people in the financial industry, who, and of course the government, right, who then, regardless of what anyone say, right, I know the Bitcoin maximalists will not like coins like Ripple, but, you know, there will be a strong financial case for coins like Ripple because it's really well loved by the centralized institutions and those who have the money today. So unfortunately, right, this is really one of those coins that I think as well, personally, I believe that it will do very well as well. Yeah. Okay, but let's just read it quickly. Even during the bear market, Ripple is signing partners left and right, and their presence is felt across the financial landscape today. So yes, very recently, I think just yesterday, in fact, there was news that, you know, they have already signed up. There was a bank in Israel, I think it was GTB Bank, that, you know, they have signed up, and Ek Bank in Turkey have actually successfully used them already to send money to UK Santander. So, you know, this is very strong case for them. And, you know, of course, that's just the latest one, but they have really signing bank partners left, right, center, right? They're really, really on fire in terms of what they, you know, their action. Major financial institutions like the Bank of America, Santander, and now GMT have all joined hands with Ripple. Yes, Israel-based GMT. The team behind Ripple is also one of the smartest people. Not only do they understand the needs of the target audience, they also understand what the general public expects of them. So, for example, during the latest Well event, they had Bill Clinton as a keynote speaker. In a previous event, they had Sir Tim Berners-Lee, who is the founder of the World Wide Web, as a keynote speaker. And they also had prominent figures like Ben Bernanke speaking at their conferences. So they really know how to market as well. So yeah, in this world, right, really, I mean, not only do you need to only have a killer technology, you really also need how to market it, right? And that is what makes a good businesses. So that itself, right, it's truly why, you know, Ripple is really looked on very, very positively. again, in a similar vein, right? This unfortunately has been shot down as not a true news, but still a tweet like this from TD Ameritrade, which is like the um, one of the largest stockbroker in US, right? Is basically saying that they are exploring XRP space, but is in response to a customer who asked, are you basically going to have, allow your platform to trade XRP, right? Because Bitcoin is basically, but of course, right? The thing is, they claim, this is the reply that basically everyone go crazy about, right? But their official customer PR has actually said that this is just a good how do I say, a good clarification on saying that they will continue to address their customers' needs, and that's why such a response. But the way I see it is, of course, right, if there's enough customer demand, right, that they will eventually have to offer it, because really, no one will turn customers and actually more revenues away, right? And honestly, it's already from like fourth or fifth coin, it's already ranked up to number 2 in terms of the market cap today. So, I really think that yes, while the official statement says that they are just, this is just an official reply, but I really do think that they will have to look into this more seriously to allow trading into, Ripple. Yeah. Yes. Abra's big Bitcoin giveaway. So this is for people who want to have free Bitcoin, right? This is now a chance. Basically, a multi-use cryptocurrency platform. Abra, they are basically going to give away $25 worth, which is about 2.5%, because if you buy $1,000 worth of their new BIT10 index, then you will get $25. So it's 2.5% returns worth of Bitcoin, and they say there's really no string attached. So something to think about, yeah. Now, BBVA issues Porsche corporate loan via blockchain. Why I want to and this is via the Ethereum platform. So this is again one of the top coins in cryptocurrencies. And so the significance of this news to me is really because it really, put together all the big names, right? BBVA is a very huge bank so it combines huge names, huge players, big boys in both the traditional and cryptocurrency. BBVA is one of the big large bank in Europe. Porsche, everyone's know Porsche, right? It's automobile, and it's really the the premium kind of transport, right? Sports car. And Ethereum is really like the leading smart contract platform. So what this does is basically, it gives a further legitimacy to cryptocurrency, right, and blockchain overall. So BBVA issues the Porsche corporate loan is a syndicated loan, and why they want to do it on the blockchain is because it just gives more transparency. It's basically, that's the deal, right? And the amount is significant as well. It's 150 million euro, right? So yeah, so this is very interesting, and clearly, so again, that's why I say the fundamental of the crypto industry, and the top coins, right, including like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Ripple, are clearly booming. At least the price, bear markets. Yeah. Lastly, I just on not such a positive note, but no surprise again, Hong Kong regulators set to tighten cryptocurrency laws, but they have been saying this for some time now, and I think why it is so difficult, right, is because, right, they know that if they, one side, they claim that they want to tighten the laws is because, a lot of crypto crime and money laundering, they heighten across Southeast Asia, then they spill across to Hong Kong as well, that they want to have more regulations in this market. But at the same time, they know that when too strict a regulation will really push out a lot of their investments and a lot of talents, right? Look at what Korea has done. That's why Korea has actually taken a 180-degree stance, right? Korea initially was very negative, right? And they are against a lot of the ICOs as well. But then the industry actually took a slump. A lot of the investment flow overseas, right, including to Singapore. Right, and what happens now? They are actually much more liberal, right? And they regulate what they can, basically. Yeah. So now they still have regulations, but then they regulate what they can. So Hong Kong, I foresee, is they're trying to trade carefully. They know that, if they're very strict, then they have to really they will be losing, investments to places like Singapore, which is the nearest liberal country on crypto, and Switzerland, right? Another very liberal, and of course now even France and Germany are, opening up. Yeah. So yeah, so that's where I want to end today. And thank you so much, right, for watching. And I think it'd be great if you can just leave a comment on what you would like to hear or see in the future episodes. And thank you so much, and hope you have a great day. Yeah, God bless. Thank you.